Hello everyone, welcome to another video, another planty video. It is me, Desiree, and today I wanted to show you all of my Hoyas, just a little updated Hoya collection. I was going to do a ranking, but I think I'll do that another day because I can't. Some of these used to be on the bottom of the list and now they're my favorites, so another day I'll do the ranking video, but today I just wanted to show you all of my Hoyas. So let's start with this one. This is the Hoya Carey. I love this one. I'm going to say that about every single one of these except one. I think there's one I don't love. But anyway, I love this one. It is beautiful. I love these little clusters of leaves that are growing right here. And it's in a heart shape, which is pretty cool. It's an abstract heart, but a heart nonetheless. And I love the way this one's growing. I did buy this one online from someone who used to have a plant shop here locally that closed. And I know she was selling stuff on her Instagram for a while, but I sent her a DM asking for more soil because I loved the cactus soil that she used, and I never heard anything back, so I don't think she does it anymore. But anyway, love this one so much. I'm glad it's still doing well. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. And anytime I have seen another one, I have purchased multiple other Careys. None of them are with me anymore. Every single one of them has died except this one, the original. I don't know why, so if this one ever dies, I'd be so sad. But I have purchased many of these over the last couple of years and none of them have survived. I don't know why, but this one's still going strong and it's so cool and weird. I love the way that it's growing. Another one of my favorites, which all of them are my favorites, this little cutie, this is the Hoya Mathilde. I love this one so much. This one had to grow on me. Because when I got it, I don't even remember where I bought this one, to be honest. I just thought it was kind of like really cute and cool, but it kind of just sat there. And all these plants just sit there. They're not like talking to us all day. They do just sit there and be part of the decor. But it never really did anything. It never really like made me want to go up to it and look at it and touch it and hold it and go, dang, you're so cute. But over the last like couple of months, this has been one of my favorites. I go to it all the time and I'm like, it's just so cute. It's just this little oof and then this little oof, and it's just love, love, love this one. Has a little bit of splashiness on the leaves, little bit of texture, just a little living beauty right here. I always want to repot it, but I just like the way it looks in this little pot for now. Super cute. And then one of the oldest ones I have is this one. This is the Hoya Crinkle 8. This is a plant that I have made many an oopsie with, so I'm shocked that this piece is even still alive. This used to be a hanging basket, but I have told this story before. I made many mistakes with this plant because I was brand new to plants. I didn't know how to repot a plant. I didn't know what kind of soil to use. I didn't know how big the pot should be. And now, to me, that stuff seems common sense, but it's not. It's not. If you're not into plants, you never bought a plant, you don't know how big a pot to use at all. But I bought this plant and I put it in the pot I wanted to put it in, not the pot that was best for the plant. It was way too big, way too deep of a pot, so I filled it up with rocks, put this in there, it started dying. I took it out, put it in another pot, it started dying. It was just dying constantly, so I got it out. I put it in this plastic pot here, and I just put it in this little pot. And I was like, okay, don't touch it anymore, just leave it and let it be. And this is how it's been ever since. It's been, I want to say longer than 2 years, but it's been here for a long time. It hasn't really grown at all. I haven't noticed any new leaves on this thing, but it's still alive. It's still here, it's still with us. One of my first big oopsies plants, and you know what? It's doing great. And then another one I brought in here is this, the Hoya Pubicalyx Splash. This is one of my favorites, of course. I have another one there that is like my favorite. I'm not gonna get it down to show you. I'm gonna insert a video because it's just too big and I'll be holding it all crazy. It's another Pubicalyx Splash. I have shown that one in videos multiple times. I also showed when I put those willow branches in there. But recently, some of the like long pieces were growing into the blinds, like up in the fixture part. So got those out, wrapped it back around, and it just looks so cool. But I'm thinking it needs to be repotted soon because it dries out so fast. And normally with the Hoya, I feel like they can go forever without water, but that one just every like week I gotta water it again. It's dry, and all the leaves are soft. So I'm thinking it's kind of outgrowing that pot at this point. But I loved that one so much, I did buy another one. And this one, I shouldn't have bought it. I didn't need it. I mean, I don't need duplicates of a lot of plants. I just want them. But it never really like made me want to go up to it and hold it and spin it around in the living room. I don't know what it was, but lately it has been growing on me. I think it's because it's starting to hang over the pot a little bit. It's got these long pieces here. Let me show you close up how pretty these leaves are. This one does need water. It's a little bit soft. So I'll water it right after this, but so pretty. Like, I just had to have it. And I hadn't really seen a pubic calyx splash around ever since I bought that one. And with that big one, I also made many, many oopsies because it's the same time that I bought this one. And that one, when I finally left it alone in the pot, it sat there for probably a year or two without growing at all, and then just started just busting out leaves constantly. So maybe that'll happen to that one, who knows. But I don't know, I just shouldn't have bought it, but I do really like it. I think if I put it in a different pot, I'll like it more because it's all growing just on one side, which I kind of like the way it looks. But love this plant, but I shouldn't have bought this one. You know, I don't know, it just doesn't, I see it there, I water it, and then that's kind of it. It doesn't do much for me, but it'll grow on me eventually, I think. Okay, on to the next ones. Okay, here we have a couple of dusty ones because two of these live on a bottom shelf. I think I'm gonna wipe them down while I'm talking about them. But first, this is probably my newest one. It's from Proven Winners. Like, they put out all these little ones here. They call this one a teacup anemone Hoya. But I think it's something else. Like, I think that's their own name they called this, because I saw Ashley Anita pick this up and she called it something else. If you know what it is, let us know in the comments. It's really cool. It kind of looks like a Hoya sunrise a little bit. The leaves are really nice and really pretty. This used to be bigger. This is all that's left of it, this one strand. A lot of this plant did die very quickly. I think I want to take it out of here and put it in a terracotta pot, because I think maybe that's what's keeping it too moist, is this plastic pot. But I don't know. It's okay. I mean, it looks kind of crappy in this pot and the soil and everything. So I think if I repot this, I'll like it more. But right now, this is the one that I think is on the bottom of my list. But I think it's just because the way that it looks. I think if I repotted it, give it some new life, I'll like it a lot more, because it is a very, very pretty plant. This other one that is on the bottom shelf, let me dust it off so it looks presentable. This is the Hoya australis, and let me dust it off. It is dusty. This is a plant that I had multiples of. All of them died except this one, and it's so pretty. This looks like that ficus I just bought, the Ficus triangularis, the green one. Doesn't it from afar just have the same kind of growth habit? Okay, before I give it a close-up shot, let me make sure it doesn't look like total crap with the dust on it, but I did dust it off a little bit. I really love this one. This one I think is one of the easier ones to care for, because I've had this one in different pots. Love this pot that it's in. It's gotten a crazy looking patina. I've had this one in different pots before. I've repotted it a million times, and it's very resilient. The other ones were not. I had a really big Hoya australis. That one completely died. It was dying and dying and dying, so I put it in different pots. I separated the plants, and they did okay for a while. They're all dead now. But this one here is very resilient. I don't know why. I water it when it's like bone dry and overly soft, and then I'm like, oh crap, my australis. And then it just bounces right back. I don't know. But it grows very slowly, but it has been busting out a lot of new leaves lately and looking really full and lovely. Really, really like that one. This one, I have to give this one a dusting really quickly. It is beyond overdue. This is the Hoya, okay, I was gonna call it Billabata, but that's not what it is. It sounds very similar to that. It'll come to me. It's gonna come to me. The Hoya obovata. I knew it would come to me. Boom. Isn't this one cool? This one also used to be a really big hanging basket. Tons of the plant died, and I put it in this pot and just let it sit there forever, and it started busting out new leaves. It took a while, but it started growing back. This one is really cool. These leaves are just so big and round. They've got a really nice splashiness on them. Just so cool. I have this one on a bottom shelf, but I think I want to move this to the living room on an upper shelf so I can see it, because I think it's really cool. This one definitely does not get enough love from me at all because it's on that bottom shelf. And I don't know, it's cool. I like this one. This one, you know what? Now that I brought this out and I'm holding it here like this, I'm like, I need to love this plant more. It is really, really cool looking. I love it. You know what? I want to put this in the living room on a higher shelf. That one needs more love. That's a cool plant. Oh. Okay, speaking of plants that need more love, when I did a Hoya ranking video a while back, this plant is one I didn't even feature in the video because I don't like it, or I didn't like it at all. And it is the Hoya Crimson Queen. This plant has grown on me like you have no idea. I used to hate this plant. I used to hate this plant. I don't know what it was. It just seemed so boring and basic, and I don't know why. I really don't know why I didn't like it, but I look at this plant almost every single day now, and I'm just like, how did I ever dislike this? I mean, look how cool it is. It has been busting out new leaves, new branches, new long things, left and right. And this plant is absolutely one of my favorites now. I should give it a little bath. It's one of my favorites. I don't even clean it. But it is living on a shelf too, on that same shelf where this one's on the bottom, this one's on the middle one. Just gets a little dusty, but I mean, come on, look at this. Can you deal with it? I cannot. It's so freaking pretty. I like the shelf that this one's on because it takes up a lot of room on it, but I think I want to move this to another shelf as well. But also, it's right underneath the skylight, so I think that's what is really helping it just like stay really good looking. So I don't know if I want to move it, but I love this one. This one has grown on me so much. It's definitely one of my favorite plants that I have now at all. Like, out of all my plants, this is one of my favorites. I mean, look at it. It's so perfect in every way. I love it. I love it, and I can't believe I ever hated it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I rounded up some more. This one is another regular Hoya. This is another one that I didn't really like that much. I made a lot of mistakes with this plant. Tons of it died. This is the Hoya Crimson Princess, and I know it doesn't look like it because it's completely green. It has no variegation because all the variegated branches died. But the other day, look what popped out. A variegated leaf. So it is the Crimson Princess, but for some reason none of the leaves are variegated, but this one for some reason decided to pop one out. This one's okay. Like, this one also not my absolute favorite, I think just because so much of it died. It only has 2 branches left on it, but it's fine. It's a good plant. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't do much for me, but it's still kind of cool. I don't know, I still like it. This one here is the Hoya Compacta, and I love this one. It's just one strand. It was the first one I ever bought, and it was the first Hoya Compacta I'd ever seen, and I was so excited when I saw it. It was at Home Depot, but I didn't, it was like 20 something dollars just for this one strand, but I couldn't get it out of my head. So later that day I went back and got it, and it's still here, still with us, and it's still just the one strand. And then I started seeing these kind of all over the place at Home Depot, smaller pots for like $6 or $7. I bought several of them, put them in a big pot, and that pot did good for a long time, and I'm just thinking now, like, what even happened to it? I'm guessing a lot of pieces just kept dying and dying, but this one strand all on its own did really good. And it's so cool because it looks just like a bean pods that have been split open. It's really, really cool. Love this little guy. And this one here, this one definitely does not get enough love for me. It's the Hoya Billabata. I think this one is the Billabata. There's like another one that looks very similar to this. It might be that one, I don't know, but I'm gonna call it Billabata. This one doesn't get enough love for me, and I think it's because of the matte leaves. It just doesn't have like the glossy leaves that a lot of other Hoyas have. It's just so matte. And maybe that's what it is, I really don't know. But when I look at it now, I'm like, this is really cool. If I was watching someone else's video right now and they held this up, I would want it. I'm like, that's really cool. But I have it in my own house and I'm like, I don't know. It's just so matte. I don't know what it is. It grows very, very slow. This is also another one I made lots of oopsies with. It used to be a really big plant and now this is what's left. Although it's still a really good looking plant. This one doesn't get enough love for me for sure, but I do want to give it some more attention. Maybe I'll move it to another shelf where I really see it all the time, because right now I have it hanging on like a macrame hanger against the wall, and I mean, it's cool though, isn't it? I like it. And these leaves are really, really thick, like thicker than a lot of the other Hoya leaves. These ones feel like really sturdy. So it stays dry for quite a while before it needs water, but it's okay. It's an okay one. I like that one. Yeah, I mean, it's cute. I just need to move it somewhere so I appreciate it more, you know? And then this one I just watered yesterday, so it's in this little drip tray still. This is the Hoya, I don't remember, Super Silver or something like that. This one is really, really cool. I did have one of these before that I bought from Cactus Club, I think, online. That one died. And I bought this one in a nursery here locally. And it's a big one, and I love it. It's so cool. It has these really like pretty spade-shaped leaves, but they're really like a light sage green with lots of splashiness on it. It's so cool. I love this one. I just watered it yesterday, so the leaves are feeling a little still soft or wrinkled, but this one's really cool. Really like this one. Yeah, nothing bad to say about it. He's just a cutie. Okay, we are in the home stretch here. I only have 4 more to mention. First one here is the Hoya Bella. I remember the name of it this time. This one is so pretty. It looks like a lipstick plant. It's got these thin, tiny little leaves. I love the way this one grows, and I love the way it looks in this pot. This one has mealybugs, and it had mealybugs throughout the summer. I left it outside. I told this whole story already. Left it outside to die because the mealybugs were just too much. It flew out of the pot. It was out there with no water. It was a whole thing, but this plant was so resilient. So I brought it back inside. It's in a pot with no drainage because when I saw it out there, I just felt bad for the plant, so I threw it in here. And it has mealybugs. So I thought they were gone, but yesterday when I was watering this, I saw a strand here with some on it, so I pulled it out and then I cleaned the rest of the plant again. So I have it living in seclusion all by himself on the windowsill, but I do really, really like this one. It's super cute. And then this was my newest one that I bought, the Hoya lacunosa. I still have it in the hanger. I still have it in the old pot that it's in, but I love this one too. There's something about holding it and having it cascade over your hands. Another really pretty one with these tiny little thin leaves, and it's just so full. I love this one. But yesterday, I was inspecting this one too, and I also found mealybugs on it. I only found one, and it was on a strand that was dead. So I pulled out that whole thing and threw it away, and I inspected every single branch on this thing yesterday, and I didn't see anything, but I did still put it by himself because, I don't know, I just kind of freaked out. But yeah, it had a mealybug on it. So, but this one's really, really pretty. Love that one. The last two. This one. I never talk about this one. This is another Hoya Crinkle 8. And this one is one of my absolute favorite plants in my whole house. I go look at this one all the time. And this one didn't grow for a long time. I did buy this one locally too. I think I have the tag on it still. It was $24.99. They have it labeled as a Curtisii, but it's a Crinkle 8. And this one didn't grow for a really long time. It was just this bunch of the plant here. But this whole branch is brand new. This one here is brand new. This one got longer. It's just busting out leaves left and right. And I have it sitting in the living room in like a spot where it doesn't get a ton of light all the time, but it gets decent ambient light throughout the day. And it just kind of loved it out of nowhere and started growing and growing and growing. Love, 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 love this one. It's so beautiful. I can't believe how good this one is doing. It's just great. But I learned my lesson from the other one, that little one I showed you where I repotted it a million times. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave it alone. Don't repot it. Just leave it in the pot it came in. Leave it alone and it will do fine. And you know what? It's doing great. I love this one. And then the last one is the Hoya compacta, the variegated one. I showed this in a video where I bought it and I was so freaking excited about it. I repotted it right away and it's been sitting in this pot ever since and it's doing great. There are some parts that have died off, but it has stayed pretty full for the most part. This was one that I was worried about because anytime I buy a big hanging basket of Hoya from Costa Farms, they die an immediate slow death. they just rot right out of the pot. So this one I repotted immediately and it's doing good. Several of the pieces have died, but for the most part, I mean, look at it. It's still doing so great. And this one is the same exact one I just showed you, but it has variegation on it. So freaking cool. And I found this one at Home Depot not too long ago, I think over the summer. Love this one. Like there are some pieces in here like this, if I could get one out, that just like dry up like this. But for the most part, I take those out right away and try to keep the rot to a minimum. And I let it get completely dry before I water it. It's doing really good. And I'm really, really happy with that one. But that's it. That is my updated Hoya collection. A lot of the ones I have had that you may have been wondering where they were, the other Australis have died. All the Curtisii, not the Curtisii, well the other Curtisiis died, but the Chelsea is no longer with us. The Hoya Sunrise is no longer with us. I'm sure there are other ones that have died. Oh, the Polyneuria recently died. Most of them do okay, but sometimes some just die. I kind of forget about them. For example, the Chelsea I had down here behind these other plants and underneath all of these pothos, and I just forgot it was there, and I saw it not too long ago and it was crispy. So some of them are my fault. No, never mind. None of them are my fault. The plants did not want to live in my house and they made that decision for themselves. Anyway, that is my entire Hoya collection. Let me know some Hoyas you have. Do you have any of these? Care tips, all that stuff. But that is it. That is my updated Hoya collection. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one. And I will see you later in another video. Oh, goodbye.